back. Hello, America. It's America, the podcast.
La 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 la. Oh, hello, Tim. You seem glum.
Yeah. The quarantine is kind of bumming me out, and, I miss the outdoors, and the economy is tanking, and now Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race.
I did not say I wanted to hear about it. I was just making an observation.
Wow. Well, fuck you too then, man.
Oh, don't get testy with me. You know conservatives don't care about the feelings of the progressive-minded.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute. I think I do care.
Oh, great. Because I could really use someone to talk to, man.
Then go get a therapy app, you snowflake. I meant I care about the Bernard thing you mentioned. Did he really drop out?
Yeah, I don't know, a week ago. Don't you have news alerts set up on your phone or computer?
Absolutely not. They stress me out way too much. If you'd ever listen to my concerns, you'd know that.
Right. Well, maybe if you'd listened to, anyone other than yourself, you might have heard about all the shit happening in the world.
Never. My words are the most important words, and you know that. Irregardless of your quote-unquote feelings you quote-unquote have, there was something you said that does actually concern me.
What, the economy tanking or something?
No, but I do sincerely appreciate you assuming I am concerned about my wallet. No. I moved my fortune into depression-proof stocks and bonds after the first one. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, that didn't happen. We planned the first one under George W. Bush, and I had already assumed the economy would tank under Donald. Do you even know how many times that man has declared bankruptcy? 6 times.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't think the Lord ever went bankrupt since he's a socialist in the first place.
Like Bernie Sanders.
Exactly. Which is why I'm concerned about him dropping out.
Why? Because Joe Biden was accused of sexual assault and now we're stuck choosing between 2 shitbags again?
No, choosing between 2 shitbags is the American way, and that will likely never change. Besides, America already figured that out about Sniffy Joe a long time ago. I'm more concerned about Bernard's base pulling a 2016.
You mean the people that voted third party, voted for Trump, or didn't vote at all?
Exactly. As you know, I am the embodiment of and only hope for America, and I can feel the pain and joy of all Americans, much like Jesus, except the cops won't catch me.
Didn't you get arrested for breaking into Michael Jordan's house, kidnapping every guest we've ever had, and openly admitting to rigging an election?
First off, I let them catch me, and I was never charged, so there's that. I also apologized and received my ceremonial slap on the wrist for the whole election thing. Irregardless, I know that a majority of Americans are hurting and feel hopeless. You know what? I think it's time for my very important segment, a bit of advice. To the DNC, I have a bit of advice. There is a reason my former party, the Grand Old Party, keeps beating you. You keep trying the same very old tactics every single time, and it does not seem to be working out for you at all. By tactics, I mean running the same quote-unquote safe centrist dino. And by that I mean a Democrat in name only. A dino is similar to a rhino, a Republican in name only, except much like how people love Jurassic Park more than the Gene Wilder film Rhinoceros, the ideals of the Democrats are much more preferred. However, Democrats like Al Gore, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, and Joe Biden don't seem to embody the ideals and battle cries of their base. Medicare for all, student loan forgiveness, taxing the wealthy people like me, etc. Side note, you may have noticed that I did not bring up Michelle Obama's husband Barack. That is because the DNC did not drop the ball that time. Partly because the Bilderberg Group gave them a talking to, but mostly because good old Barry inspired people. Unlike the 3 Frankensteins and Miss Pokemon Go to the polls, Barack knew how to reach the masses, especially the younger generation. He gave people hope and promised change to the status quo. Nonetheless, the DNC keeps going for a quote-unquote safe candidate despite all numbers pointing to an actual safe candidate, Bernard Sanders. But alas, the establishment DNC has done it again and squandered their very best chance at winning. Or have they? This brings me to an unprecedented second, a bit of advice. To Bernard Sanders supporters, you have every right to feel betrayed and angry. Your frustrations are valid. Your thoughts of writing in Bernard's name on election day, or voting for a third party, or even simply not voting at all, while viewed as irresponsible in 2016, are understandable now. However, we are once again presented with two evils to choose from, one of which has proven to be more dangerous and evil than the other. If you decide to vote your conscience, I won't stop you, despite my very best efforts to slash the tires of all non-voters. But consider this. Your leader and dear friend Bernard has asked you to vote for Sniffy Joe. Not because it's the right thing to do, not because you agree with any of his views, not because you feel he is morally repugnant, and not a righteous person. No. Bernard is asking you to vote for Joe to remove the most dangerous man in modern American history from the most powerful position in the solar system. Second side note, the King of Jupiter, for those wondering, is more of a figurehead. Their parliamentary system is a bit of a mess right now, granted, but they actually might be allowing drilling in the red spot region of the planet soon. Well, not unless 3 of those moon senators vote yay on proposition.
Hey, man, that sounds, well, like fucking awesome, actually, and I definitely want to hear more about that later. But can we get back to Earth politics, please?
Yes, my apologies, of course. Interstellar politics aside, we need to come together as a nation. But for once, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Shocking, I know. What I will say is this. We have a president that just defunded the World Health Organization during a pandemic. And that's just the most recent kerfuffle. I'm all for saving money, but defunding the WHO is too stupid even for me, and I came up with trickle-down economics. Granted, that started off as a joke, but as we all know, some jokes get out of hand. My point is, we must remove Donnie. Joe may be the worst choice the DNC has made in recent memory, and, well, my memory is not great, so bear with me, but we are where we are now. I am not instructing you to vote for him. Bernard already did that. I vote for myself every time as it is. I run a platform of keeping myself wealthy. I told Donald that once and he stole it. And, well, again, we're now where we are. My bad, America. Anyways, vote for Joe or don't. But when you're at the polls in November, ask yourself if you can deal with another 4 years of an irresponsible leader, or if we would be better off at Michelle Obama's husband's status quo. At least from there, we can clean up the mess and keep working toward a brighter future. In the words of America in both world wars, better late than never. This has been a bit of advice. Thank you for listening, America. And before I go, we ask you kindly to please leave a 5-star review for this show in iTunes. There is a sycophant out there attempting to use the name of my very important show, America, the podcast. With your help, America, we can overcome this neocon demon from stealing our show's identity. This has been Thebadias A-Starred, aka the Bastard, aka the embodiment of and only hope for America, and the host of the one and only America, the podcast. Wishing you a good night and a good fight.
It's America, the podcast.
This has been a production of Shui Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shuimedia.com.